Let's have a simple look at how waves can be produced. So we have a particle and we apply a force to this particle. Let's assume that the particle can oscillate. So the particle starts a vertical vibration. As you can see, it goes up and down. Now, this is not what you call a wave because you are giving the disturbance to a single particle. For it to become a wave, then the disturbance must be able to spread to other particles that are present. So that means that we need about two things to make this a wave. The first thing we need is that we need a lot of particles. The second thing is that the disturbance we give to one particle must be transferred to the other particles that are also present. This is what makes a wave. Now look at this situation where we are now having a lot of particles. We give the disturbance to the first particle. Then as the first particle begins to oscillate, it pulls the next particle along. Now that's because there is a kind of invisible connection between the particles. Although there are two different ways the disturbance can move from one particle to the next. So the first way we are looking at is that the first particle that gets the disturbance is vibrating vertically. It's going up and down. But as it goes up and down, due to that invisible connection between that particle and the next particle, it pulls the next particle along so that the next particle also starts to oscillate up and down. And that also happens to pull the next particle, and that one also pulls the next until that disturbance reaches all the particles that are present. So this kind of transmission of disturbance from one particle to another is called a transverse wave. Now it is a wave because it is not just a single particle that is getting the disturbance. The disturbance is propagating through the particles that are present. Now, there's another special kind of wave that is called a longitudinal wave. Now, how do I produce a longitudinal wave? Now, instead of making the first particle that is on the left to vibrate vertically, why not make it vibrate horizontally so that it shifts left to right, left to right, left to right? Now you're going to see that as it vibrates horizontally, it bumps into the particle on the right, and the particle on the right also starts to vibrate horizontally and also bumps into the next one. Now, I am not saying that it is compulsory that they bump into each other before this wave can transfer. It's also possible that they are so far away from each other that one does not bump into the next one. Rather, as it moves horizontally, through that invisible connection, it is able to pull the particle towards its right so that that particle also starts to vibrate horizontally. Now, in this case, the particles are vibrating horizontally, but the wave is still propagating to the right because it started from the particle on the left, jumped to the next one, jumped to the next one, jumped to the next one. So this is what is called a longitudinal wave. A wave where the vibration of the particles and the direction of movement of the wave are parallel. The particles are vibrating horizontally and the wave is also moving from left to right. That is parallel. This is the main difference that we have between the two types of wave, the transverse wave and the longitudinal wave. Now, what these two have in common is that after the wave is gone, that means that after the source of disturbance no longer disturbs the particles, then the particles will return to their rest position. So this means that a wave only transfers energy it does not transfer matter because the particles are still at their initial positions.